Hello, everyone, and welcome to the East Bay here at Monte Vista High School in Danville, California, as your Humble Crabs take on the Walnut Creek Crawdads in Game 1 of a two-game series. I'm Liam Warner. I'll be taking you through all the action tonight. The Crabs, of course, they lost the first two games of the season, but after that, all they've done is rattle off 10 straight victories, and the Bats certainly have gotten hot as of late, starting with last week, the two-game sweep in Medford, where the Bats really got going. Crabs hit their first two home runs, Mike McKernan and Griffin Myers, and then winning both of those games in Medford 15-4 and 7-5, and then returning home to Arcata where they swept the Athletic Edge Express. The first two games being pretty close, a 6-3 win on Friday, 5-2 win on Saturday, and then the Crabs opening it up with a 14-1 win on Sunday. They're playing a Walnut Creek Crawdads team that looks to be pretty good. The Crawdads are part of the California Collegiate League, which hosts a lot of teams that the Crabs are going to play this season or have played in the past, such as the San Luis Obispo Blues, who the Crabs are playing later on in this road trip, and the Healdsburg Prune Packers, who the Crabs have played on the road several times before. So this Walnut Creek Crawdads team is 8-3-1 in total coming into this game. So they should have a good team. This should be a good test for the red-hot Humboldt Crabs. Let's start with the visiting Crabs. Leading off for the Crabs will be the center fielder, Michael McKernan. Batting second will be the second baseman, Colby Lunsford. Batting third will be the designated hitter, Griffin Myers. He has been red hot. Batting fourth will be the first baseman, Billy Ham, who got real hot this past weekend, including a 3-run bomb on Friday that hit City Hall. Batting fifth is the shortstop, Luke Reese. Batting sixth is the right fielder, Wyatt Reginato. Batting seventh is the third baseman, Javier Felix. Batting eighth is the left fielder, Luke Brown. Batting ninth is the catcher, Kavana Soares. And on the mound for the Crabs is Gabe Tanner. We will have Gabe Tanner's stats coming up soon. We're going to go back to the studio for a 1-minute break. When we return, first pitch between the Crabs and the Crawdads. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3. Welcome back to Monte Vista High School in Danville. Let's give you the starting defensive lineup for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Left to right in the outfield. Left field will be Cole Fellows. Center field will be Casey Cummings. In right field will be Brian DeRoff. Left to right in the infield, Max Farfan at third, Matt King at short, Griffin Harrison at second, Joey Donnelly at first, Nico Button is behind the plate, and Ryan Spalero is on the mound for the Walnut Creek Crawdads in the Battle of the Crustaceans here in the East Bay. Beautiful night here in Walnut Creek. The temperature is in the low 70s, sunny skies, and a slight wind blowing in from right center field. So perfect conditions for baseball. Really can't ask for any better weather. And for the first time this season, I am broadcasting outside. The booth here at Monte Vista High School is outdoors, and couldn't ask for any better weather to be outside in watching a baseball game. Spolero taking his warm-up throws. Mike McKernan batting .333, 500 on base percentage. And he has that home run that he hit in Medford and 8 RBIs. So he's been a great leadoff hitter. Of course, he'll be followed by Colby Lunsford and the red-hot Griffin Myers, who has been one of the outstanding hitters for the Crabs so far. But this should be a great test for the Crabs. Crawdads appear to be a good team. They're in a league that has a lot of great talent. And this should be a good test. The Medford Rogues were a good test earlier on their first road trip. The Crabs playing the Crawdads today and tomorrow, and then the San Luis Obispo Blues, who are always a very good team. So if the Crabs can do well on this road trip, I think that would just show how good they really are. So Mike McKernan will step in. We're about ready to get going. Spolero with the first pitch of the ball game, and it is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. First pitch at 5:05. Dwayne Kuiper, if he was calling this game, he'd say we started 5 minutes late. The 0-1 is outside, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. This is just outside, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is sprayed foul off to the right. 2-2. Here in Danville, we're about 20 or so miles east of Oakland. In the East Bay, about 8.5 miles south of Walnut Creek, as the 2-2 is low and inside, and the count goes full 3-2. Three-two pitch, called strike 3, just on the inside corner. It's going to send McKernan back to the dugout. One away, that's going to bring in Colby Lunsford. Lunsford batting .382, 447 on base percentage, 7 RBIs, a home run, 3 walks, and pitches way high and inside, 1-0. Lunsford hit the first freeway ball of the season at the Arcata Ballpark on Sunday. It's a big honor for the first guy to get the first freeway ball. The 1-0 is popped up right field. The right fielder going way back, and that is gone. Colby Lunsford, a home run to right center field. That carried a bit more than I had initially thought. Lunsford with his second home run of the season, and the Crabs lead 1-0 here early. Opposite field to right for Colby Lunsford. It's definitely windy. The wind might be blowing out there. It's going to bring in Griffin Myers. Brian Duroff, the right fielder, looked like he had a beat on it and then just sailed over his head. Pitches outside to Myers, 1-0. 1-0 pitch to Myers is sprayed foul off to the left. It's 1-1. Griffin Myers coming into this game, very good numbers, as I mentioned before. 485 batting average, 541 on base percentage. He's hit 2 home runs, 13 RBIs. The home runs and the RBIs totals lead the club. The 1-1 outside 2-1. Or the home run total is now tied with Colby Lunsford, who hit his second home run. So both Myers and Lunsford have 2 at the moment. 2-1 to Myers, high and outside, and it's 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is low inside, ball 4, so Myers takes the walk. Runner at first, 1 away. That's going to bring in Billy Ham, who is red hot. And coming into this game is now batting only .500 with a .561 on base percentage, a home run, 10 RBIs, 5 walks. As I mentioned in the open, a 3-run bomb to right field on Friday night at the Arcata Ballpark that hit the City Hall window. First pitch to Ham is a fly ball out to left. Left fielder Fellows takes a look at it. It's going to go foul. Well, Colby Lunsford get an opposite field shot to right. I think Billy Ham could hit one pretty far out to right field. The 1 pitch, a high fly ball popped up to right. The right fielder, Duroff, is going to give way to the center fielder, Cummings, who makes the catch. 2 away. Runner at first, 2 down. It's going to bring in Luke Reese. He's batting .435, 548 on base percentage. Another one of the outstanding hitters for the Crabs this season. The first pitch to Reese is in the dirt, and going down to second and thrown out is Griffin Myers. A good throw by Nico Button to nail Myers, and that's going to end the inning. But Colby Lunsford with a solo shot out to right field, his second home run of the season. It's the Crabs 1, the Crawdads coming up in the bottom of the first. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3. Welcome back to Danville. Bottom of the first inning. The Crabs lead the Crawdads 1-0. Let's set the Crabs defensively. In left to right in the outfield. In left is Luke Brown. In center is Mike McKernan. In right is Wyatt Reginato. Left to right in the infield. At third is Javier Felix. At shortstop is Luke Reese. At second is Colby Lunsford. At first is Billy Ham. Behind the plate is Kavana Soros. And on the mound is Gabe Tanner, who apparently used to be a member of these Walnut Creek Crawdads. And Gabe Tanner, I mean, he put in a gutsy effort against Medford Tuesday night of last week. Pitched to a lot of traffic, really kept the Crabs in that ball game and gave them the chance to win. Even though they scored 7 runs in the 9th inning, he really kept them in the ball game and kept them in the lead so that the Crabs could add on. Gabe Tanner, 13 innings pitched, a 2-0 record coming in. He's given up 7 runs, 6 of those earned, 7 walks, 11 strikeouts. It's going to be Casey Cummings to lead it off for the Crawdads, the center fielder. Pitch to Cummings is inside from Gabe Tanner, and it's 1-0. Batting second will be the right fielder, Brian Duroff. Batting third will be the left fielder, Cole Fellows. Batting fourth will be the shortstop, Matt King, as the 1-0 is low, 2-0. Batting fifth is the first baseman, Joey Donnelly. Batting sixth is the third baseman, Max Farfan. Batting seventh is the catcher, Nico Button. Batting eighth is the designated hitter. As that pitch hits Cummings, and he's going to head to first. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter, Emmett Finney. Batting ninth will be the second baseman, Griffin Harrison. So Tanner hits Casey Cummings to lead off the first, and that's going to bring in Brian Duroff. I believe Gabe Tanner gave up 2 runs in the first inning of the game in Medford last Tuesday, but then after that pitched through a lot of traffic and limited the damage. Throw over to first. Cummings back in safely. Pitch to Duroff is outside, throw back to first, and Cummings is back in safely. So 1-0 count on Brian Duroff. The 1-0 pitch is a fly ball out to center. McKiernan racing back. Looks like he has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch, 1 away. Cummings back to first. And that's going to bring in Cole Fellows. Our first one out.
Here's Cole Fellows, 241 average on the year.
Fellows is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. A lot of Crabs fans here, as you can probably hear. A lot of families of players of the Crabs here in Danville. The 1 is sprayed foul off to the left. It's 0-2. The 2 pitch misses outside. It's 1-2.
There's that slider from Gabe when he tries to backdoor it. Sometimes it doesn't backdoor it. Keeps him up a little bit.
Ball in, 2 strikes.
1-2 misses low. It's 2-2.
That'll even account 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good job by Cole to see a couple pitches and get back to the count.
So the Crawdads in their last 6 games, including CCL non-league.
2-2 misses just outside. Count goes full 3-2. It's a 2-man umpiring crew tonight, and the base umpire is actually Darren Wheat, who has done many games at the Arcata Ballpark this season. 3-2 pitch is popped up out to left field. Luke Brown racing over to his right, fighting the wind a bit, and he makes the catch. 2 away. That was definitely not easy out there. Left field near the foul line. And just like in Medford, it is very windy here in Danville. And that might have aided Colby Lunsford's home run in the top of the first. It's going to bring in Matt King. Pitch to King is a shallow pop fly into right, and that's going to get down. Reginado dives, and he can't get to it. Cummings is going to head to third, and that's going to be a bloop single for Matt King out in right, and a good effort by Wyatt Reginado to dive out there and try to get it, but he just couldn't come up with the catch. So that's going to make it first and third with 2 outs. And that's going to bring in Joey Donnelly. And just like his last start, Gabe Tanner pitching through some trouble. Pitch to Donnelly is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Gabe Tanner was really successful, though, in his last start, getting out of trouble for the most part. Did give up 2 runs in the first inning, but really after that, he kept the Rogues off the board. The 0-1 is outside, and it's 1-1. He did what any starting pitcher needs to do and limited the damage. It was really key in the Crabs getting that big win last Tuesday night in Medford. The 1-1 pitch is outside, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is sprayed foul off to the left. It's 2-2. Crabs wearing their blue tops with the red trim across the shoulders and the Humboldt on the front in red. Red numbers on the back. 2-2 pitch is a high chopper, gloved by the first baseman Billy Ham. Throws to Gabe Tanner covering first and gets the final out. A great play by Billy Ham, fielding a really high hop, and then a nice toss to Gabe Tanner, the pitcher, covering to get the final out. Great play. The Crawdads failed to score. It is 1-0 Crabs as we head to the top of the second. You're listening to Crabs Baseball at ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville. Top of the second inning, the Crabs lead the Walnut Creek Crawdads 1-0. And due up for the Crabs, it will be Luke Reese, Wyatt Reginado, and Javi Felix. Luke Reese was at bat when the runner was thrown out to end the top of the first inning. And Reese steps in, and the pitch is fouled straight back. And it's 0-1. Ryan Spalero on the mound for the Crawdads. In this battle of the Crustaceans here in the East Bay. The 0-1 is low inside, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch misses up high, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is a line shot past the second baseman, Harrison, into right center field. That's a base hit for Luke Reese. Line drive, tough play for the second baseman, Harrison. Got past his glove. So runner at first, nobody out. That's going to bring in Wyatt Reginato. Reginato's the Crabs hitter who's had a great season so far. Pitch to Reginato's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Batting .484, .610 on base percentage, 11 RBIs. The 0-1 is low, and it's 1-1. Regginato second on the team in RBIs. Been really hot since the Medford series. The 1-1, good breaky ball from Spalero in there for a strike. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is a ground ball right up the middle, gloved by the pitcher. A throw on a couple of hops a second, not in time. And so that's going to be, yeah, fielder's choice, nobody out. Not a good throw from the pitcher, Spalero. I mean, he threw it right into the ground. So first and second, nobody out. That's going to bring in Javi Felix. Pitch to Felix is a ground ball right to the third baseman. Throw to second for one. On to first. Double play. Farfan to Harrison to Donnelly. Luke Reese will go to third. It's a rally killer for the Crabs there. And a big play for the Crawdads, obviously. It's going to bring in Luke Brown. Pitch to Brown in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch misses outside, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 is a ground ball right up the middle. The shortstop gloves it, throw on to first, and that's going to do it. And that's going to do it for the inning as the Crabs strand a runner at third, but they lead it 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville. Bottom of the second inning. The Crabs lead the Crawdads 1-0. Crabs baseball is brought to you by Six Rivers Solar. Six Rivers Solar has been Humboldt County's #1 solar installer since 1980. We're here to help you save the planet and your wallet. Give us a call at 707-443-5652 to schedule a free consultation and let Six Rivers Solar help you achieve energy independence. Go Crabs, go. Do it for the Crawdads against Gabe Tanner will be Max Farfan, Nico Button, and Emmett Finney. Colby Lunsford with a solo home run in the top of the first to give the Crabs the 1-0 lead. Pitch to Farfan, misses inside, and it's 1-0. The 1-0 grounded foul at the plate, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Miss is just low. It's 2-1.
That's the pitch from Gabe. Sliders hard when he's throwing to right, he's outside. He has more success with it.
2-1 pitch. Misses high and inside, and the count goes to 3-1. And Tanner steps off. Re-engages. The 3-1. And it's low ball 4. Leadoff walk for the Crawdads here in the second. That's going to bring in Crawdads catcher Nico Button.
Did a good job of working out a jam-packed first inning.
Throw over to first, and Farfan's back in standing. Pitch to Farfan is low, or to Button, 1-0. Farfan's over at first. The 1-0, and a called strike right down the middle, 1-1.
Yeah, he's getting on base at about a 400 clip, which for a guy with a 154 batting average, you'll take that. 13 at-bats, he's got 5 walks.
1-1 is popped up out to left. Luke Brown coming in. Javi Felix, third baseman, going out. And Luke Brown makes a really nice catch, sliding on his knees. 1 away. Now is another tough ball for Luke Brown out there in left. Javi Felix, third baseman. Luke Reese, the shortstop, all going out there with Luke Brown, the left fielder. So 1 down, runner at first. It's going to bring in Emmett Finney. To Finney, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
He was trying to pull that ball into the trees, but it was a fastball off the outside.
The 1 in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2.
It was in the same spot as his first swing, so Tanner was back there.
0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Beautiful breaking ball from Gabe Tanner. Just caught the corner on the high inside part of the plate. Freezing Finney. 2 down. Runner still at first. That's going to bring in Griffin Harrison. Beautiful pitch from Tanner there. Harrison is fouled straight back to the screen. It's 0-1. Well, that's what Gabe Tanner did against Medford last Tuesday. I mean, he got himself into quite a bit of trouble, but he made really good pitches when he needed to. He's done that so far. here tonight in Danville. Throw over to first, and Farfan back in standing. The 0-1 is up high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is lashed foul down the third base line. 1-2.
Start the year 235, but it's gotten progressively better, I would say. Also walked 3 times.
1-2 pitch fouled off of the mask of the catcher Crawdads. Still 1-2.
Wind blowing in from center field. No more than I'd say 10 miles an hour, but still enough to hold up balls. I play a lot of golf. I play a lot of golf, so I do know. Believe it or not.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That slider again gets Harrison swinging for the final out of the inning. The Crawdads fail to score here in the bottom of the second. The Crabs lead at 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back. Top of the third inning. The Crabs lead the Walnut Creek Crawdads 1-0. Due up for the Crabs, it will be Crawdads, Mike McKernan, and Colby Lunsford. Pitch to Soros is in there for a strike, 0-1. The 1 in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Soros coming in batting .258, .333 on base percentage. The 0-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So good morning, good afternoon, good night for Crawdads. 3-pitch strikeout for Ryan Spolero. 1 down, that's going to bring in Mike McKernan.
It'll bring up Mike McKernan. He's a victim of the strikeout, struck out. The first at bat.
McKernan struck out, top of the first. And the pitch in there for a called strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1 is fouled straight back to the screen. It is 0-2. Long look in from Spolero. He sets, and the 0-2 pitch, and that hits McKernan right on the back, it looked like. Back of the shoulder. It was up near the head, so that's kind of scary. So he's going to head down to first. he was hit by a pitch on Sunday, I believe. The left arm, hand, wrist area, and he came out of the game. So I'm happy that he was in the starting lineup for tonight's game, and luckily he didn't get hit in that same spot. So runner at first, one down. It's going to bring in Colby Lunsford. He homered in the top of the first inning, an opposite field shot out to right field. And a check swing from Lunsford, but he went around. It's 0-1. And that was a ball in the top of the first that I thought was going to be a fly out, but it really just carried out there over the wall in right field. Second home run of the season. The 1 is in there for a strike. It's 0-2. He's tied with Griffin Myers now for the team lead in home runs, both with 2 apiece. So 2 is popped up. Right field, the right fielder racing in towards the foul line. The second baseman racing after it as well, and that's going to drop foul. Lots of foul area out in right field. Right fielder Duroff and looked like the second baseman Griffin Harrison, both racing after it. Good effort. So 0-2, 1 out, runner on first in the top of the third, 1-0 Crabs. 0-2 to Lunsford is popped up to right again. It's going to be the second baseman out in shallow right field, Harrison, who will make the catch, 2 away. Runner at first, 2 away. That's going to bring in Griffin Myers. Myers walked in the first inning. Pitch to Myers, the strike, runner goes to second, and he is out. Mike McKernan thrown out at second. That's the second Crabs runner that's been caught at second base by a great throw from Nico Button, and that's going to end the inning. The Crabs lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville. Bottom of the third, the Crabs lead the Crawdads 1-0. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Cypress Grove. Cypress Grove is the leading producer of delicious artisan goat cheese that makes you want to do the happy dance, including Humboldt Fog, one of the most famous cheeses in the country. Proudly based in Arcata, California, Cypress Grove cheeses are available at cheese shops and grocery stores nationwide and online at cypressgrovecheese.com. Due up for the Crawdads will be the top of the order, Casey Cummings, Brian Duroff, and Cole Fellows against Gabe Tanner, who's, again, pitched through some traffic, but has kept the Crawdads off the scoreboard so far. Pitch to Cummings, in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. So the Walnut Creek Crawdads, of course, do not play in Walnut Creek, as the 0-1 pitch is a ground ball right to the shortstop, And throw over to first, one away. Luke Reese, shortstop with the throw, one down. Let's go bring in Brian Duroff. Crawdads play about 8.5 miles south of Walnut Creek here in Danville at Monte Vista High School. Pretty nice baseball field here. Bench seating all around. The booth here is outdoors. It's covered, but it is outdoors. Not complaining. The weather is great. Pitch is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. I mean, if I'm going to be outside, this is the perfect weather to be outside in. 0-1, lashed fouled on the third base line. It's 0-2. And Monte Vista High School here in Danville, it's a really big high school. Big campus. To me, it looks more like a community college campus than a high school campus. But, of course, high schools are a bit smaller in Humboldt County. The 0-2 is a ground ball past the diving third baseman and into left field for a base hit. Javi Felix went all out to try to get that, but just past his glove. So Duroff is going to single with one out. Runner at first. That's going to bring in Cole Fellows. And again, I mean, Gabe Tanner just can't seem to get a 1-2-3 inning. He has not had very many in his Crabs career, I'll tell you that much. Pitch to Fellows is fouled straight back to the screen, 0-1. But I guess some pitchers, they need that adrenaline rush to get themselves going. Maybe Gabe Tanner is one of those guys. You know, 1-2-3 innings are too boring. Throw over to first, and a close play, and Duroff is just back in safely. And Gabe Tanner's not very happy about that call. He thought he got him. It was certainly close. I mean, hard to tell from up here. 0-1 is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is a ground ball to the right side of the infield. The second baseman, Lunsford, is not going to have a play at second. He'll throw to first to get the second out. Duroff is going to head down to second. So the same effect as a sac bunt, essentially there. Runner at second, two down. That's going to bring in Matt King. And again, Gabe Tanner, he's going to have to pitch with the runner in scoring position. He's been very successful so far at keeping opposing teams off the board with a runner in scoring position. We'll see if he can do it again here. Pitch to Matt King in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, right in there. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is a ground ball, gloved by the shortstop, Reese. A long throw to first, not in time. It'd be an infield hit for Matt King, but a great play by Luke Reese just to keep the ball in the infield. Ball was hit deep in the hole over at short. So first and third, two outs. It's going to bring in Joey Donnelly. It's the same walk-up song as J.D. Davis. Throw to first, and King is back in standing. So again, Gabe Tanner trying to keep the Crawdads off the board. And the pitch to Donnelly is low and inside, 1-0. I mean, Luke Reese really saved a run there, I think, by keeping it in the infield. The long throw not in time, but still a great play. The 1-0 is in the dirt, corralled nicely by Soros. It's 2-0. 2-0 is grounded foul behind the plate. It's 2-1. As you can maybe hear the Crawdads broadcasters talking about, Gabe Tanner keeps a very careful eye on whoever's on first base. Lots of throwovers. 2-1. Misses outside and it's 3-1.
Good at bat from Joey again. He worked along the bat in his first at bat, saw 5 pitches.
First and third, 2 outs. Crabs lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. The 3-1 is outside, ball 4. And that's going to load him up with 2 outs, and that's going to bring in Max Farfan. And Gabe Tanner again creating a lot of trouble for himself, but still has kept the Crawdads off the board. But he's going to have to deal with the bases loaded here. And if he can get out of trouble again, that'd be huge for the Crabs here. Farfan will step in. Pitch to Farfan, high and inside, 1-0. The 1-0 is a high ground ball left side of the infield, glove by Javi Felix, throw over to first, and that's going to do it. Ice in his veins. Gabe Tanner pitches out of trouble yet again for the Crabs, and they keep the Crawdads off the board here in the third as we head to the top of the 4th inning. The Crabs lead the Crawdads 1-0. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Monte Vista High School in Danville. Top of the 4th inning, the Crabs lead the Crawdads 1-0. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Compass Community Credit Union. Want a better bank? Try a better credit union. Compass Community Credit Union has been around for over 72 years, serving Humboldt County by guiding members to better banking. And by North Coast Mercantile, family owned and operated, serving Humboldt County since 1951. North Coast Merc brings you a fantastic assortment of domestic, import, and craft beers, as well as wine, spirits, non-alcoholic beverages, and snacks. Check out the North Coast Merc's Titus trailer in the new right field beer garden in the Arcata Ballpark. 8 taps featuring local microbrews, wine, and cider. There's a new pitcher in the game for the Crawdads. It is number 29, Ryan Featherston. And he will face Griffin Myers, Billy Ham, and Luke Reese. Griffin Myers is up at bat in the top of the 3rd when Mike McKernan was thrown out at second to end the inning. And Nico Button, the Crawdads catcher, has thrown out 2 Crabs would-be base stealers. So the Crabs are a very aggressive team on the bases. They might want to think twice. With Nico Button behind the plate, he's done a very good job. So Myers will step in. And the pitch is sprayed foul off to the left. It's 0-1. Good ball game so far here in Danville. The 0-1 is fouled off to the left. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is chopped fouled on the third base line. It remains 0-2.
Into the game, getting ahead early. 0-2 pound the strike zone. Let's see if he can get the job done.
No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Featherston from the line that picks and deals.
The 0-2 pitch is a high chopper foul down the first base line. And it remains 0-2.
Featherston very cool with scores. Knocks the hands over the top of his head. Long, slow, methodical delivery.
Pretty good crowd here at Monte Vista High.
Just under the chin. And the 0-2.
The 0-2 pitch is sprayed foul down the right field line. It's still 0-2. Of course, as I mentioned before, lots of Crabs fans here. I assume a lot of families of players based around the Bay Area. The 0-2 is popped up shallow center field. It's going to be actually the shortstop, King, out in shallow left center to make the catch one away. And that's going to bring in Billy Ham. Billy Ham, he's 0 for 1. He flew out in the first. Pitch to Ham is a ground ball through the right side of the infield for a base hit past the diving glove of the second baseman, Harrison. And that's going to put a runner at first for the Crabs with 1 out. And that's going to bring in Luke Reese. Third hit of the game for the Crabs. Pitch to Reese. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Luke Reese singled in the second to lead off the second inning. The 0-1 pitch, high and inside, 1-1. One pitch, misses low and outside, and it's 2-1.
Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first. Dad's trail 1-0. Featherston 2-1.
2-1 pitch, misses low, 3-1. And the 3-1 is low ball 4. So 1 out walk for Luke Reese. That's going to make it first and second with 1 out. And that's going to bring in Wyatt Reginato. RBI opportunity for the Crabs. Reginato reached on a fielder's choice in the second. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to Reginato, misses way inside, 1-0.
Yeah. First pitch strikes. I feel like we've been pretty solid on the reverse broadcast jinx this summer. Yeah. 1-0.
The 1-0 pitch, misses inside again, 2-0. All of a sudden, Ryan Featherston having a hard time finding the strike zone. This is a Crabs team that can be very patient at the plate. It's one thing they're definitely good at. 2-0 pitch is lashed fouled on the first base line. It's 2-1. 2-1 pitch is a ground ball right to the first baseman, gloved nicely, and he's going to take it to first himself. 2 away. That's Donnelly with the play. And that's going to move both runners up to second and third. Ham to third, Reese to second. A safe play by the first baseman, Donnelly there. Just getting the out at first. So second and third, 2 away for the Crabs. It's going to bring in Javi Felix. Chance to drive in 2 here. 2 at the very least. Pitch to Javi is outside, 1-0. Felix grounded to a double play. His first at bat of the game. The 1-0 just outside, 2-0. Low and inside. Count goes to 3-0. Luke Brown on deck. Should Felix reach here? 3-0, in there for a called strike. It's 3-1. Three-one pitch, in there for a called strike, and the count goes full 3-2. Second and third, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 4th, the Crabs lead 1-0. Javi Felix up at the plate. 3-2 pitch, called strike 3. Good pitch from Ryan Featherston. That's going to do it. Here in the top of the 4th, the Crabs strand runners at second and third but fail to score, but they lead it 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville. Bottom of the 4th inning, the Crabs lead the Crawdads 1-0. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Humboldt Distillery. For over 10 years, Humboldt Distillery has been producing award-winning spirits. Humboldt Organic Vodka has now grown to become the #1 best-selling organic vodka in California. Smooth enough to sip and perfect for mixing. Look for the bottle with the crab on it. Learn more at HumboldtDistillery.com. It's going to be Nico Button, Emmett Finney, and Griffin Harrison due up for the Crawdads against Gabe Tanner, who so far through 3 innings has stranded 6 Crawdad runners on base. So that pitch is low, 1-0, has not given up a run so far. I think Gabe Tanner is just one of those guys that just needs to pitch through trouble to get through a game. The 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. To pitch through trouble to get himself going. The 1-1, flowing inside, 2-1. It just doesn't seem like Gabe Tanner has had an easy inning so far in his Crabs career. but the vast majority of the innings he's pitched, he has gotten out of a lot of trouble. It's been fantastic to watch. The 2-1 is a fly ball out to left center field. That's going to get down. That's going to be extra bases. The left fielder, Brown, is going to pick it up and throw it back into the infield, and Nico Button is going to have a leadoff double. So again, we'll see if Gabe Tanner can work himself out of some trouble. Runner at second, nobody out. That's going to bring in Emmett Finney. Pitch to Finney, way high and inside. Finney had to duck out of the way. It's 1-0. Gabe Tanner, 56 pitches here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-0, way inside, and that caught a piece of Finney. He's going to head down to first. As the Crawdads broadcasters were noting, I mean, the pitch count is not bad for Gabe Tanner, especially given all the traffic he's pitched through. And yet again, he allows another base runner on. First and second, nobody out. That's going to bring in Griffin Harrison. We'll see. I'm excited to see if Gabe Tanner can work himself out of this one. Pitch to Harrison is popped up right field. Reginado going back near the track. He makes the catch. Button is going to tag up from second. He's going to head to third. So first and third, one out. Finney remains at first. That's going to bring in the top of the order for the Crawdads and Casey Cummings. Throw over to first, and Finney is back in safely. Gabe Tanner keeps a very close eye at whoever's at first, if there's an open base at second. To Cummings is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 is chopped foul at the plate. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Called strike three. A beautiful pitch from Gabe Tanner. Again, saves his absolute best for when he needs it. Freezes Casey Cummings, sends him back to the dugout. First and third, two away. That's going to bring in Brian Duroff. Pitch to Duroff is in there for a strike, 0-1. The one pitch swing and a miss. 0-2 briefly got away from Cavanasaurus, but corrals it quickly. Let's see if Gabe Tanner can work himself out of trouble yet again. First and third, two outs, 0-2 count on Brian Duroff. He gave up a leadoff double. The 0-2 pitch is grounded foul towards the Crabs dugout on the third base side. It's 0-2 still. There's some sort of issue. And I think the issue is that the home plate umpire needed some more baseballs. And the home plate umpire is now talking to Gabe Tanner out on the mound. I'm not sure about what. And they're still talking to each other. I wonder if it has something to do with this motion. So I'm not sure what this is all about. Now the home plate umpire is talking to the Crawdads dugout. Maybe the Crawdads dugout alerted the home plate umpire to some sort of issue with Gabe Tanner. I have no idea what that would be. I don't believe the umpire called a balk or anything like that. Maybe they wanted a balk called. I'm not sure, but we're ready to play again. First and third, 2 outs. Mr. Duroff is grounded foul towards the first base dugout, the home dugout for the Crawdads. It's still 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, grounded foul down the third base line. Still 0-2, a good battle by Brian Duroff against Gabe Tanner. Gabe Tanner, who has been an absolute maestro of working out of trouble so far. 0-2 in the dirt, corralled nicely by Soros, and it's 1-2. If Gabe Tanner can get out of this inning again, I think that would elevate his legend on the Crabs of working out of really anything. The 1-2 called strike 3, and Gabe Tanner does it again. He gives up a leadoff double and strands that runner at third, strands the runners at first and third. Here in the bottom of the fourth, the Crawdads fail to score as we head to the top of the fifth. The Crabs lead it 1-0. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to the East Bay, top of the fifth inning. The Crabs lead the Crawdads 1-0. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Humboldt Premium, Humboldt County's premium cannabis dispensary. Open 7 days a week. We offer in-store purchases, curbside pickup, and free delivery. Located at 1131 Broadway, Eureka. You can visit HumboldtPremium.com. Luke Brown will lead it off against Ryan Featherston. Pitch to Brown is popped up down the left field line and out of play. It's 0-1. The 1 to Brown is popped up left field, and Fellows, the left fielder, will come in a few steps and make the easy catch, 1 down. And that's going to bring in Kavanasaurus. Calls time. Steps back in. Soros struck out swinging in the third. Pitches a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is sprayed foul off to the right. It's 0-2.
Justin DeHaas, he's a man.
I like it. Kobe's the tiebreaker.
The 0-2.
The 0-2 pitch, a slow ground ball to the right side of the infield. The second baseman Harrison picks it up, throw to first, 2 down. Let's bring in Mike McKernan. And overall, a very well-pitched game. And Colby Lunsford's solo home run in the top of the first has been the only offense for either team so far. Lunsford is on deck. Mike McKernan stepping in. And the pitch is low, 1-0. Misses low again, 2-0.
1-0 Crabs. Love a good pitcher's duel.
2-0 pitch is sprayed foul off to the right. And it's 2-1. This field kind of reminds me of where the Solano Mudcats used to play, Will C. Wood High School in Vacaville. 2-1, low 3-1. Nice field, but pretty basic. Bench seating all around. Dugouts that are actually 3-1 is popped up fouled on the right field lines, 3-2. Kind of just basic covered dugouts on either side. I don't really know the field dimensions. There aren't any numbers out there that I can see. It looks like it's 325 down left field. 3-2 pitch is low ball 4. So McKernan works the walk, and that's going to bring in the man who hit the solo shot in the top of the first inning, Colby Lunsford. An opposite field home run to right field. Kind of hit, there's a grassy berm area out in right field. Sent it over the wall right onto that berm. His first home run was a shot out to left onto the freeway in Arcata. Pitches outside, 1-0. So Lunsford has hit a home run to both fields, both left and right field so far this season. The 1-0 is fouled right back to the screen. It's 1-1.
I gotta give a little more there. Bubble gun. She's hiding it though. Ball to strike to Lunsford. Who's the difference in this game right now?
The 1-1 misses low, 2-1.
How often do we see guys go to the opposite field, right-handed hitters especially?
Not.
Yeah, I don't think it happens all that often. The only home run in Monte Vista that went to the opposite field, I think, was Ryan.
Yep.
2-1 runner goes, pitches outside. The throw is over the head of the second baseman, but corralled nicely by the center fielder Cummings. And that's going to allow McKernan to stay at second as he gets the stolen base. Now the Crabs with the runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Crabs looking for some insurance here in the top of the 5th. They lead 1-0. 3-1 pitch, low ball 4. Lunsford works the walk. First and second, 2 outs. That's going to bring in Griffin Myers.
A fun arm in the bullpen right now for the Crawdads.
Very dangerous hitter. He's been kept relatively quiet. Just a walk and a fly out for Myers so far. Pitch to Myers. His grounded foul at the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is a high grounder over the head of the pitcher to the second baseman Harrison. Throw to first, not in time. And that's going to load the bases on a high chopper infield hit for Griffin Myers. Bases loaded, 2 down. And an RBI opportunity for Billy Ham, who has right field power. The lefty.
2 outs, bases loaded, 1-0 game. Billy Ham, 1 for 2.
Pitch to Ham is a line drive that's going to drop into right field for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Lunsford around third. He's going to score, and the Crabs lead this game 3-0. Billy Ham comes through again. He's been red hot for the Crabs. His second hit of the game is a 2 RBI single. First and second with 2 down, and now 2 runs in. And that's going to bring in Luke Reese.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Luke Reese. 3-0 Humboldt leads. But honestly, it feels like a dominant 3-0 so far. They've had more base traffic. First pitch to Luke Reese.
Pitch to Reese. And their first strike, 0-1. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. And not to bring up bad memories, but last season the Crabs swept the 2-game series in Medford, and then on the California portion of their road trip in Marysville and Lincoln, they went 0-5. They did not get a single win on that second portion of their road schedule. The 1-1 is grounded foul at the plate. It's 1-2. So really, a win here would already be an improvement on the Crabs' road record from last season. But they're looking to do much better than just get 1 win on this road trip. The 1-2 pitch is tapped foul towards the Crabs' dugout down the third base line. Still 1-2. But it was a tough roadie in Marysville and Lincoln last season. So a win here would get the Crabs to a much better start here on the 2023 California portion of their road trip. The 1-2 pitch is tapped foul at the plate. Reese just getting a piece of it. Still 1-2, good battle. That's what the Crabs do. They put together really good at-bats. Done it all season. The 1-2 misses low and outside, 2-2. I mean, it has been super rare to see a Crab have a bad at-bat this season. 2-2 pitch is a line drive that's going to get down into left center. That's a base hit. Griffin Myers steaming around third. He's going to score. Billy Ham, he's racing around third as the ball is bobbled out there in center. He'll score as well, and the Crabs lead it 5-0 on a single and an error, believed by the Crawdads center fielder Cummings. It's going to allow 2 runs to come in. And Reese heads to second on that error. So runner at second, 2 down, and a 5-0 lead for the Crabs as the Crawdads are going to make a pitching change. We're going to go back to the studio for a 1-minute break. This is Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Monte Vista High School in Danville. It is the top of the 5th inning. The Crabs lead it 5-0. The Crabs have scored 4 runs here in the top of the 5th. Luke Reese is at second with 2 outs, and a pitching change made by the Crawdads. It's number 15, Owen Firestone, on the mound to face Wyatt Reginato. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Crestmark Millworks. Crestmark Millwork is a local manufacturer of custom cabinetry and millwork for commercial projects throughout California and Oregon, creating signature elements of extraordinary spaces since 1997. Crestmark's amazing creations can be seen at crestmarkmillwork.com. All right, the Crabs looking to add on. Wyatt Reginato steps in and gets Owen Firestone. A very well-pitched game by both sides. You know, the Crabs have put up a 4 spot so far here on the top of the 5th.
Tell you a little bit more about him as the game goes on. Right? He's also a catcher out of Cal Poly.
Pitch to Reginato is a high fly ball into center field. Center fielder Cummings will come in a bit. He'll make the catch, and that's going to do it here in the top of the 5th. 4 runs come across for the Crabs here in the top of the 5th. It is 5-0 Crabs as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville. The Humboldt Crabs lead the Walnut Creek Crawdads 5-0. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Heart of Humboldt. The Heart of Humboldt is a beloved local institution deeply rooted in the vibrant community of Arcata. With a rich history and unwavering commitment to our neighbors, our dispensaries become a trusted gathering place for all. Discover a wide range of products and experience the welcoming atmosphere that has made us a cherished part of Humboldt. Due up for the Crawdads, it's going to be Cole Fellows, Matt King, and Joey Donnelly against Gabe Tanner, who through 4 innings has kept the Crawdads off the board and stranded 8 Crawdads runners. Ice in his veins. Pitch to Fellows, outside 1-0. I mean, I marvel at Gabe Tanner's ability to just bring out his best stuff when he absolutely needs it. Gets himself into a lot of trouble, but 9 times out of 10 so far this season, he's gotten out of it without any damage. The 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. Inside, 3-0. I mean, it's almost like he just has a mental block with nobody on base. Give up a walk, give up a hit, give up a couple of base runners, and then get out of it. 3-0 is outside ball 4, but you do not want to be walking guys up 5-0. I mean, you really want to throw strikes. It's a leadoff walk for the Crawdads. That's going to bring in Matt King. Throw over to first, and Fellows is back in standing. One thing about Gabe Tanner, So the pitch is a strike, throw down to first, and Fellows is back in diving. Gabe Tanner would not do so well under the current MLB rules. Though one misses up high, 1-1, and the MLB rule being you're only allowed 3 disengagements from the mound. You're allowed to throw over twice. If you throw over a third time, you have to get the runner out or else it's a balk. The 1-1 is a high, deep drive down the left field line. The left fielder, Brown, looking up, and that one is gone. Matt King, that was a no-doubter into the trees out in left field to the left of the scoreboard, and it is now 5-2. Well, Cape Tanner can work himself out of any situation except for a home run. Can't really work yourself out of that. And that's going to bring in Joey Donnelly. Donnelly is outside 1-0.
5-2 now. Those runs in the top half really hurting now.
1-0 is a ground ball to the second baseman Lunsford. He gloves it, throw to first, 1 away. And that's going to bring in Max Farfan. Farfan is a line drive that's going to get down into center field for a base hit. Our first one out for the Crawdads. Can bring in Nico Button. Doubled his last time up. Pitch to Button is low, 1-0. Pitch is a line drive into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Collected nicely by the right fielder, Reginato, gets it back in quickly. Farfan over to third, and Button's going to hold up with a 1-out single. So first and third, 1 out. Wyatt Reginato, Crab's right fielder, did a really good job at getting over quickly into right center field and cutting that ball off. I think that saved a run. So that's going to bring in Emmett Finney. And again, Gabe Tanner has some traffic on the bases he needs to get himself out of. And the Crabs pitching coach, Eric Ciccone, is going to go out there and talk to Gabe. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Coast Central Credit Union. Anyone could join. When you bank at Coast Central, you directly support $650,000 in giving to local organizations like the Crabs. And with great rates, extraordinary service from a team that really cares, and 11 locations, you'll love the credit union difference. So meeting over. Let's see if Gabe Tanner can minimize the damage. He's done a very good job at that all season. Emmett Finney will step in. Pitch to Finney in there for a called strike, 0-1. A good slider. So 1 sprayed foul off to the right. 0-2 now.
Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
0-2 pitch, chopper right in front of the catcher Soares, and that's actually called foul. It is a foul ball. The home plate umpire making a pretty late call there. So it is still 0-2. And the Crabs manager, Robin Guyver, is going to go out there and discuss that call with the home plate umpire. I don't know. It looked to me that pitch to Harrison. Just misses outside, 1-0. The 1-0 is fouled straight back. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Blown inside, 2-1. In there for a called strike. That beautiful slider from Tanner, 2-2. 2-2 pitch, called strike 3. Freezes Griffin Harrison, and Gabe Tanner, although he gave up a 2-run home run, gets himself out of creating more damage for the Crabs and holds the Crawdads to 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Crabs lead at 5-2 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville, top of the 6th inning. The Crabs lead the Crawdads 5-2. Crabs Baseball is brought to you by Harper Motors. Harper Motors is proud to be one of America's oldest automobile dealerships. Established in 1912 in Eureka, California, we are a true family business. We are also your trusted local Ford dealer. Browse our Ford inventory online and visit our showroom daily. Take a test drive. As Javi Felix steps in. And the pitch is a line shot. Just foul down the left field line. It's 0-1, not by a whole lot. The 0-1 to Felix is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So 2 is a fly ball out to center field. The center fielder going back at the track, reaches up, and did he make the catch? No, he did not. He trapped it against the wall, and that's going to be a double for Javi Felix. And there's some question as to whether he caught it or not. And the umpires are going to discuss it. And it looks like they've overturned the call. Oh, and they've thrown out the Crawdads manager. The home plate umpire's thrown out the Crawdads manager, or pitching coach. And they are upset. Well, I guess they must have stayed with the call on the field, which was that the center fielder, Casey Cummings, trapped it against the center field down to the third baseman, Farfan, throw over to first for the out. That's going to be a sac bunt. Both runners move up, second and third. It's going to bring in McKernan. And that's a high fly ball out to left. Fellows is going to make the catch. Tagging at third is Felix. He's going to come home and score, and the Crabs lead at 6-2. So 2 down. And Brown remains at second. So runner at second, 2 outs, a run in. That's going to bring in Colby Lunsford. Pitch to Lunsford is outside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Sprayed foul off to the right. It's 1-1. Lunsford got the offense going for the Crabs in the top of the first. A opposite field solo shot to right field. Crabs have since put 4 runs up in the top of the 5th and 1 run so far here in the top of the 6th. The 1-1 is high and inside, 2-1. Two-one is popped up left side of the infield. The third baseman Farfan is going to set up camp, and he will make the catch, and that's going to do it. The Crabs get a run here in the top of the 6th. They lead at 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Crabs lead the Crawdads 6-2. And new pitcher for the Crabs is number 14, Nolan Long. And I'll give you Nolan Long's numbers in just a second. Gabe Tanner with a fantastic outing. Just pitched through so much trouble and made really good pitches when he absolutely needed to, just like his last start in Medford. Guy that is not bothered with traffic on the bases, that's for sure. Nolan Long, 11 2/3 innings pitched. He has a record of 2-0. He has given up 3 runs, 6 walks, 18 strikeouts. That's an outstanding ratio there. And the top of the 6th inning, there is some controversy. As Casey Cummings steps in. Pitch to Cummings is a high fly ball, right center field. McKernan racing after it. Reginato racing after it, and that ball is gone. Casey Cummings with a solo shot out to right center field. And the Crawdads cut the Crabs' lead down to 3. It's 6-3. And that's going to bring in Brian Duroff. He's outside to Duroff, 1-0. Javi Felix in the top of the 6th led off the game with a high fly ball out to center. And the Crawdads center fielder, Casey Cummings, who just hit that home run, as the pitch is in there for a strike to Duroff, 1-1, reached his glove up and was at least very close to making the catch. The Crawdads thought he made the catch. So the 1-1 is low and inside, 2-1. But it was ruled that he trapped it against the wall out there in center field. And the Crawdads were not very happy about it, and their pitching coach got ejected. 2-1 is a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. And Duroff rounding first. He's going to cruise into second with a double. Still nobody out. And that's going to bring in Cole Fellows. Pitch to Cole Fellows is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. The 1 is low, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, and therefore called strike, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch, just misses outside, and it's 2-2. Two-two. Misses outside, and the count goes full 3-2. The 3-2 is cued off the bat to the third baseman, Felix. He's going to throw to first, high throw, and the first baseman, Billy Ham, gets the tag down. A great play. And that's one out. Javi Felix with a high throw, but Billy Ham getting the tag down, according to the first base umpire. One down. That's going to bring in Matt King. Runner out at second for the Crawdads. King with 3 hits and a 2-run shot early in his last at bat. Pitches low and inside, 1-0. And that home run that he hit was a no-doubter right off the bat. Out into the left field trees. The 1-0 pitch is sprayed foul off to the right. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is low again, 2-1. Two one is a fly ball out to right center field. McKernan racing after it, and the right fielder Wyatt Reginato makes a beautiful diving catch. Duroff is going to race back to second and get back in time. What a catch by the right fielder Wyatt Reginato, selling out and diving for it and making the catch. Great catch. And Robin Guyver and Nate Keys are going to go out to check on Wyatt Reginato. Reginato looked a bit slow to get up after he made that catch. But Robin Guyver and Nate Keys were about to the pitcher's mound. I think Reginato waved them off and said he was all right. That's a SportsCenter top 10 play right there. Full sellout, full dive, making catch. I didn't think he had a chance. So runner at still at second with now 2 outs. That's going to bring in Joey Donnelly. The Crabs defense has been outstanding this season. That has been probably the strongest aspect of this team so far. Pitch to Donnelly. Misses low, I guess. It looked pretty good to me, 1-0. I mean, the Crabs have not committed too many errors defensively. They've just made great play after great play. The 1-0 in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is popped foul off to the left, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul tip. Just got a piece of it. Still 1-2. Runner at second, 2 away. A run in already for the Crawdads here in the bottom of the 6th. The Crabs lead at 6-3. The 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Crabs limit the damage yet again to just 1 run here in the bottom of the 6th. A beautiful diving catch by the right fielder Wyatt Reginato earlier in this inning. The Crabs lead it 6-3 as we head to the top of the 7th. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville, top of the 7th inning. The Crabs lead the Walnut Creek Crawdads 6-3. New pitcher out there on the mound for the Crawdads is number 25, Ryan Delaney. And he is going to face Griffin Myers, Billy Ham, and Luke Reese. Fun ball game so far. Well pitched through the first 4 innings. And then the Crabs opened up the game with a 4-spot top of the 5th. Crawdads answered with 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Crabs added 1 in the top of the 6th. Crawdads answering with 1 in the bottom of the 6th. So we have a 6-3 score. A beautiful night here at Monte Vista High School in Danville. We will be back on the air tomorrow at 2 o'clock here from Monte Vista High School in Danville against the Crawdads. And after tomorrow's game, the Crabs will hop on the bus, head down to San Luis Obispo, to Sinsheimer Stadium. All right, Griffin Myers steps in. And the pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 pitch, misses outside, 1-1.
Ryan's in the strike zone. He's been one of the better pitchers on this Crawdads team. Really works quick. It's just fun to watch.
1-1 in the dirt. Bounces off a home plate and pops way back towards the screen. 2-1. 2-1 is a line drive past the diving second baseman Harrison into center field for a leadoff base hit for Griffin Myers.
It kind of just feels like things are going against the Crawdads.
And that's going to bring in Billy Ham.
No, on the field too. Like how many diving catches?
Pitch to Ham is popped up off the hands down the third base line. The third baseman making his way over into the Crabs bullpen, and it falls foul. Sent a bunch of the Crabs in the bullpen scattering. It's 0-1.
A lot of bad bits for the Crabs. A lot of hard hit balls for the Dads that haven't gotten down. And weird ball to the wall from Mason Cummings.
And the 0-1 is Hind inside 1-1.
And he sold it. And the way the Crawdads were so adamant about it, I thought maybe they saw something.
The 1-1 is a high chopper off the glove of the first baseman, Donnelly, into right field. And that's going to be a base hit for Billy Ham. First and second, nobody out, as Myers heads to second on the play. And that's going to bring in Luke Reese.
I think if he waits on that ball, sits back, waits for the big hop to come down to him, so that'd be a brutal error. First and second for the shortstop, Luke Reese. Another grab that is 2 singles.
Pitch to Reese off the glove of Button and gets away from him, and that's going to allow both runners to move up on the pass ball. Pitch was up high 1-0. That's a big play for the Crabs. Second and third, nobody out now. Crabs looking to add on. The Crawdads are going to bring the infield in all the way around to the cut of the grass.
2 runners in scoring position. Crabs looking to add on to a 6-3.
1-0 to Reese, way high and inside, 2-0. Turn out of the way of that one, Reese.
What's the record for most pitchers of the same name to appear in a game for one team?
2-0, misses inside. Count goes to 3-0.
¿Dónde está Ryan Short?
3-0, high and inside, ball four, four-pitch walk for Luke Reese. And the bases are FOC, full of crustaceans with nobody out. Well, full of the good kind of crustaceans, at least. Bases loaded for Wyatt Reginato. Chance for the Crabs to break it open here in the top of the 7th. Pitch to Reginato is way high and inside, 1-0. Wyatt Reginato, who made an amazing diving catch out in right field, just laid out and somehow got to it. And with the 1-0 count, now this definitely isn't the pitching coach for the Crawdads because he was ejected earlier. So I think this is the manager for the Crawdads coming out there to talk to Ryan Delaney. Around the major leagues, the Giants and the Padres are scoreless, top of the 2nd. Not too far away from us in San Francisco at Oracle Park. Meeting is over. Ryan Delaney having a hard time finding the strike zone. He's thrown 5 straight balls. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the 7th for the Crabs. They lead 6-3. Wyatt Reginato at the plate with the 1-0 count. The 1-0 pitch. In their first strike, it's 1-1. The 1-1 is cued off of the handle to the third baseman who throws over to first for the out, and that's going to bring in a run. It is now 7-3. Reese to second, Ham to third. Second and third, 1 out. And just right off the hands, a little cue shot. And third baseman Farfan had to come in and glove it. Made a good play just to get 1 out. Can bring in Javi Felix. Pitch to Javi, up high, 1-0. Was the center of some controversy in the top of the 6th. As I mentioned earlier, Javi hit a fly ball out to center field. The center fielder, Casey Cummings, reached up, and the base umpire, Shane Wheat, ruled that he did not make the catch right at the center field wall. The 1-0 is high pop fly to left. Fellows is racing in, and he's going to make the catch sliding on his knees. Tagging up from third is Ham, and he's going to be thrown out at the plate on a good throw by the left fielder, Cole Fellows, and that's going to end the inning. But the Crabs get a run here in the top of the 7th, and they lead it 7-3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville, bottom of the 7th inning. The Crabs lead the Crawdads 7-3. New pitcher on the mound for the Crabs, Number 7, Clayton Ray. Clayton Ray, 7 2/3 innings pitched. He comes in with the record of 1-0. He has 1 save. He's given up 4 runs, only 2 of those earned. He's given up 4 walks and struck out 9. In an eventful game, Crabs have led the entire game, but Crawdads have responded a few times. But the Crabs have managed to add on bit by bit and to hold their 4-run lead at the moment. Due up for the Crawdads, it will be Max Farfan, Nico Button, and Emmett Finney. Seen a home run by the Crabs, a great defensive play by Wyatt Reginato out in right field. Billy Ham leading the Crabs RBI count. He's driven in 2, but the RBIs are pretty spread out. Pitch to Farfan is fouled straight back to the screen. It's 0-1.
Clayton Ray, the left-hander. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a non-profit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong.
1 pitch just misses outside. 1-1. That was close. The 1-1, and that went behind Farfan. That came really close to hitting him. 2-1 now. Two 2-1 pitch, misses outside, 3-1. Well, one thing you can say is that both teams have had plenty of chances to score. 3-1 is outside ball 4, so leadoff walk for the Crawdads. And that's going to bring in Nico Button.
Sharply back in the 5th inning, all the way to the right field, right center wall.
Pitch to Button is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Clayton Ray's gotten ahead of both batters he's faced. It'll be interesting to see how he bounces back after walking Farfan on 4 consecutive balls. Following that first strike, I should say.
Ray's pitched well this year. Just about
0-1, high and inside, throw down to first. Farfan back in standing.
But it's not even a snap throw back. It's really just a light toss by Soares that he just wants Farfan to know that they're keeping an eye on him.
7 2/3 innings, spanning across 3 games. This being the 4th appearance, does have a save.
1-1, in there for a called strike. It's 1-2.
Giving up 4 hits, just 2 runs, 2.3 ERA.
1-2, misses outside, and it's 2-2.
Bottom of the 7th.
2-2 pitch is popped up left field. Luke Brown is going to make the catch. Really didn't have to move. One away. Farfan back to first.
I still love that at bat from the left. He's able to get the bat.
And that's going to bring in Emmett Finney.
1 on, 1 out for the designated hitter, Emmett Finney. Designated hitter, Emmett Finney got hit by a pitch for his first hit in today's ball game. Crawdads needs a
Pitch to Finney, in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 1 pitch is a swing and a miss. 0-2. Popped out of Kavanda Soares' glove. But gets it back quickly. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Misses low. That was close. 1-2.
All over the place, but I'd say consistently all over the place. Yeah, it's been even for what it's worth.
1-2. Called strike 3. Sends Finney back to the dugout. 2 down. That's going to bring in Griffin Harrison.
Bottom of the order, Griffin Harrison. Second baseman, Griffin Harrison. Victim today. Also flew out right.
Pitch to Harrison. Ooh, beautiful slider in there for a strike. 0-1. The 1 grounded right to the first baseman, Ham, but it is called a foul ball. Close call there. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Popped out of play off to the right. Still 0-2. So 2 is popped up to shallow right field. Reginato coming in, and it hits off of his glove. He tried to make a diving catch. Farfan is going to race around third. He's going to score, and Harrison is into second with a blue double, I guess. I mean, that was just a pop-up that Reginato thought he had, and then all of a sudden started racing in and dove, and it hit off his glove. And it is now 7-4.
What's Randy Wood doing here? Of course he does.
I'm going to call that a bloop double for now. So that was a tough play for Reginato. Pitch to Cummings in there for a strike, 0-1.
I saw Randy win one time at a San Jose Giants game. I waited for him outside the bathroom. It was an awkward experience.
So 1 outside, and it's 1-1.
Oh, sorry. A former outfielder played for the Mariners, played for the Giants. He had one of the best single months of all time. It's September of, I believe, 2006, 2005.
1-1. Low inside, 2-1. The Crawdads have responded in each of the last 3 innings to the Crabs scoring.
Randy win at a Crawdads game. What's going on in this world?
2-1 outside. It's 3-1. Crabs with 4 runs to the top of the 5th. Crawdads responding with 2 in the bottom. Crabs with 1 run top of the 6th. Crawdads with 1 in the bottom. And then Crabs with a run in the top of the 7th. And the Crawdads with 1 in the bottom so far. 3-1 is popped up foul off to the right. It's 3-2.
Full count pitch to Casey.
3-2 pitch. is in the dirt, and the appeal down to the second base umpire, and he didn't go. Harrison over to third. So first and third, 2 outs. Let's go bring in Brian Duroff. Meeting out on the mound, Crabs pitching coach Eric Ciccone out there. Talked to Clayton Ray. Yet again, the Crabs working through some trouble. I mean, the Crawdads have not gone away quietly. All right, Brian Duroff in, first and third, 2 outs for the Crawdads. A run in here in the bottom of the 7th. Crabs lead at 7-4. Pitch to Duroff is a fly ball to right field. Reginato racing back. He looks up, and that ball is gone. And this ball game is tied. Brian Duroff with the 3-run shot to right. We're tied at 7. Well, the way that this game has gone, I'm not too shocked. This has been a wild ball game. Well, brand new ball game now. And that's going to bring in Cole Fellows. Fellows in there for a strike, 0-1.
What a swing by BD. 3 home runs today. 2 for the Crawdads, 1 for the Crabs. All with field bombs.
1 is a fly ball to center. McKiernan racing back. He's at the track. He's looking up, and that is back-to-back home runs for the Crawdads, and they take the lead. It's 8-7. Cole Fellows follows the 3-run shot with a solo shot, and all of a sudden the Crawdads have the lead. Well, baseball can be a crazy sport sometimes. I mean, the Crawdads really had chipped away the entire game so far. They've hit a couple of home runs, and now they have the lead, and Robin Guyver is going to make the pitching change. And we're going to go back to the studio for a 1-minute break. Crawdads lead the Crabs 8-7. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville, bottom of the 7th inning. Nobody on with 2 outs. And this game has turned quickly. Crawdads have scored 5 runs here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and they lead at 8-7 off of back-to-back home runs. And Crabs have a new pitcher on the mound. It is number 39, Brady Chavez, and he has been outstanding for the Crabs so far this season. 10 2/3 innings pitched. He has not given up any runs. He's only given up 3 hits, 1 walk, and 18 strikeouts. Those are outstanding numbers. What a wild ball game. Crabs have led the entire game up until those back-to-back home runs. But the Crawdads have really chipped away to stay in there, stay in the ball game. Right, Matt King will step in. He's hit a home run himself earlier in this game.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oats. NorCal Oats is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who excel in the game of baseball and softball, character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. Brady Chavez is the new
Pitch to King is grounded fouled on the third base line. It's 0-1.
foul down the third baseline, nothing in one. How about this 7th inning for the Crawdads?
5 runs, 5 unearned runs.
Wild. Just bizarre.
The 0-1 is chopped foul down the third base line again. It's 0-2.
I understand the sentiment behind the, with 2 outs to make an error, it's an unearned run. But man, like there's no reason that Ray should leave his day without an earned run.
The 0-2 is grounded right up the middle past the pitcher, Chavez, to the shortstop, Luke Reese, who throws out King at first, and that's going to do it, but not before. The Crawdads hit back-to-back home runs here in the bottom of the 7th. They score 5 runs and take the lead 8-7 as we head to the top of the 8th. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville, top of the 8th inning. The Crawdads now lead the Crabs 8-7. And a new pitcher on the mound for the Crawdads. It's number 14, Austin Berggren. And due up for the Crabs, it will be Luke Brown, Kavanasaurus, and Mike McKernan to try to respond here. Crabs have led the entire game until the bottom of the 7th, and now they trail. Pitch to Brown is low, 1-0. Well, ever since the first 2 games of the season against the Novato Knicks, the Crabs have not faced much adversity. The 1-0 outside 2-0, except for that second game in Medford where they did give up 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Medford tied it. Crabs, of course, won in the top of the 11th on Griffin Meyer's 2-run homer. 2-0 is a high fly ball, popped up to right. Duroff, right fielder, will make the catch 1 away. And that will bring in Kavanasaurus. Pitch to Soros in there for a strike 0-1.
So excited to tell Ryan Rome after the game. We played the name game on the bus at Slaughter. Just naming random MLB players.
0-1 is popped up right behind home plate. The catcher, Button, will make the catch. 2 down. Let's go bring in Mike McKernan.
Yeah, it's only 2 batters, but just 2 very complete balls.
His last outing on June 15th versus Stompers went 4 innings, gave up 1 run, only 2 hits, struck out 8. He's got the strikeout stuff, and today a couple of balls put in play, but both relatively weak.
Pitch to McKernan. Good breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Part of me wants Austin Bergman to not come back out for a potential 9th inning. Yeah, the 8th isn't over, and we've seen what can happen in 2 outs. But selfishly, kind of want to see Cage get another save up.
1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
I want to see the spin rate.
There's a lot. Long frisbees. Nothing in 2. Here's Austin Berger. Quick spot.
0-2 pitch. Called strike 3 right down the middle, and that's one of the quickest innings of the game so far. Crabs go 1-2-3 here in the top of the 8th. Crawdads lead 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM.
Just say modern era. That's what I've been
Welcome back to Danville, bottom of the 8th. The Crawdads lead the Crabs 8-7 in a wild ball game. In the bottom of the 7th, the Crawdads got 5 runs, including back-to-back home runs, to give themselves the lead. But Brady Chavez out on the mound. He's been one of the Crabs' best relievers so far this season. And his job will be to keep it to a 1-run deficit for the Crabs in the top of the 9th. Due up for the Crawdads here in the bottom of the 8th will be Joey Donnelly, Max Farfan, and Nico Button. The pitch to Donnelly is a fly ball down the right field line. Reginato racing after it. That's going to drop fair and hit against the wall. And Donnelly is going to cruise into second with a leadoff double. And that's going to bring in Max Farfan. Hearing that Crabs alumni Zach Wallace is here. Remember watching him pitch. Here at Monte Vista High School in Danville. Beautiful night. Pitch to Max Farfan. The swing and a miss, 0-1. The 0-1 in there for a strike. It's 0-2.
Three struck out 6. He was relieved by Nolan Long. And I think he gave up a run, couple hits, a strikeout as well.
The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Max Farfan. Runner on second, one down. That's going to bring in Nico Button.
Very well. Double into left center gap, single to the right center gap, but both balls were hit very hard. It's kind of a shame we don't have a track there. I feel like the exit on both of those.
Pitch to Button. Lots of movement on that breaking ball. Misses inside 1-0.
All 8 runs for Crawdads have been scored in the last 3 innings. 1-0 pitch from
1-0 in the dirt. 2-0. Good block by Crabs catcher Kavanasaurus. Chavez steps off. 2-0 in the dirt. Corralled nicely by Soros again, keeping Donnelly at second. It's 3-0. And Chavez steps off. And he wants Kavanasaurus to come out and talk to him. So they're going to have a meeting, which is quick. Soros already back, heading back to his position behind the plate. Three 0 pitch. It's low. This counts 3-1. 3-1 pitch. And it's a called strike. Count goes full 3-2.
Some insurance here for the Crawdads would not hurt.
No, they have the closer in the bullpen, but I wouldn't be surprised if Monte came back up.
Full count pitch, Chavez to Button.
3-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Great pitch from Brady Chavez. 2 down, runner remains at second. That's going to bring in Emmett Finney. And it's a pinch hitter. Ryan Brome, number 11.
Doesn't exactly show stats, 241. Has a home run, 8 RBIs, but in non-league hitting above 500. And, well, this is a non-league game, so I like his chances of getting a base hit here.
He's gotten so about what, 50% of the time?
Pitch to Brome. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1.
Nevertheless, called a strike, nothing in the one.
Nice little slider for his pitch right out of bed for Ryan Brome. I assure you, if he sees that again, that ball, you know Ryan tags.
Brome relieves Emmett Finney, who was over 3 strikeouts and got hit by the pitch.
The 0-1 pitch is a ground ball to the shortstop Luke Reese. He gloves it. Throw to first. The throw is wide, and that pulls the first baseman Ham off the bag. And that's going to be an error on Luke Reese. The throw was just wide. Billy Ham, who laid out to glove it, which he did, but pulled himself off the bag trying to get it. So first and third, 2 down, as things have really turned here in the last couple of innings for the Crabs. I mean, through the first 7 or 6.5 innings, things were looking pretty good. And Harrison will step in, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. But the Walnut Creek Crawdads with 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th give themselves an 8-7 lead. And here in the bottom of the 8th, they have runners at first and third with 2 outs. They're looking to add on.
4 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. But Crawdads have come out strong here.
The 1 is inside. It's 1-1.
I love the tenacity of the Crawdads. The fact that they never think they're out of the game.
And these Crawdads, they're a good team. They've showed it here. Kept themselves in the game the entire way, even though the Crabs give themselves a sizable lead earlier. The 1-1 is a swing and a miss. Great pitch by Chavez. It's 1-2. Crabs are up by as much as 5-0. But then the Crawdads got 2 in the bottom of the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, or 5 in the 7th, as it's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to do it here for the Crawdads here in the bottom of the 8th. Last chance for the Crabs coming up in the top of the 9th. The Crawdads lead 8-7. You're listening to Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3 FM. Welcome back to Danville, top of the 9th inning. The Crawdads lead the Crabs 8-7. And a new pitcher in the game for the Crawdads. It is number 35, Cade Cushing. Well, it's been a wild last few innings. Starting in the 5th, the Crabs got 4 runs in the top of the 5th. Crawdads responded with 2 in the bottom of the 5th. And then both teams got 1 each in the 6th. The Crabs adding 1 on in the 7th. And then the Crawdads scoring 5 in the bottom of the 7th inning to give themselves an 8-7 lead. So Colby Lunsford's going to lead it off, followed by Griffin Myers and Billy Ham. Those are the guys you won up, down by 1 on the top of the 9th. The pitch to Lunsford in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Lunsford with a solo opposite field shot to right field in the top of the 1st that gave the Crabs the initial 1-0 lead. As the 0-1 misses inside, it's 1-1. 1-1 is a swing and a foul tip, and it's 1-2. One-two pitch, swing, and just foul tipped at the plate. And it stays 1-2. I mean, these Crawdads are obviously very good, as a lot of the teams in the league that they play in, the California Collegiate League, there are a lot of good teams in that league. The San Luis Obispo Blues are a part of that league as well. Crabs will see them in a couple of days. 1-2 misses up high, and it's 2-2. So it's apparent no lead is safe against this Crawdads offense. Crabs looking to respond, though. The 2-2 is lined right to the third baseman, Farfan, who makes the catch 1 away. And that's going to bring in Griffin Myers. Myers is popped up behind home plate and out of play. It's 0-1. The 1 pitch, high and outside. It's 1-1. Crabs will be right back here tomorrow, 2 p.m. here from Monte Vista High School in Danville. We'll be right here on ESPN 107.3 and the YouTube stream. The 1-1 is popped up, third base side. Farfan, the third baseman, going over near the Crabs dugout and making the catch, 2 down. And the Crabs, all of a sudden, are down to their final out. And that's going to bring in Billy Ham, who's been the Crabs' hottest hitter. Billy Ham, he does have 3 hits tonight. He's 3 for 4. Pitch to Ham is in the dirt, 1-0. One-0 pitch is a fly ball. Shallow left center field. The shortstop, King, will give way to left fielder Fellows, and that's going to do it. The Crabs are going to lose a tough one, 8-7, in a game where the Crabs led most of the way, but a 5-run bomb of the 7th for the Crawdads gives them the lead, and they did not look back. Well, it should be a fun game tomorrow as the Crabs look to respond, as the Crawdads snap their 10-game winning streak. Big thanks to Laura Reagan back in the Humboldt Hill studios. Great job as always. Crawdads, 8 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. Crabs, 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. We'll be back here tomorrow, 2 p.m. here from Monte Vista High School in Danville. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody. This has been Crabs Baseball, ESPN 107.3.